folks, I am super excited for this station rotation activity that I did with freshmen after reading Romeo and Juliet. Let's take a look. So here on Canvas, I always have and prompt students to look at a template and to make a copy. This document is their evidence document, which will allow them to stay accountable while they're working in their stations. It also gives them something to focus on. Now, when I do station rotation, I typically pick 4 to 6 stations depending on the group size that I'm looking for. A group of 4 to 6 students is typically ideal when it comes to stations. Another great station tip is to make yourself one of the stations, especially if you're doing station rotation frequently. Making yourself one of the stations allows you to talk to every student and allows them to work both independently and with groups as well. So the directions here, I know which stations that students actually have to include material. So I highlight for them so they know exactly where they're writing when it comes to specific stations. Now, I have 2 stations that are offline, so they don't need their Chromebooks for that station. One is a character match. And so I had different envelopes and they could do it in a partner. I had them time themselves. And so it became a game, but it also helped them to review all the key characters in Romeo and Juliet, which there are a lot. Station 2, I always have students do a Write About It Wednesday, so students know when they walk into class they are going to be writing a paragraph, and usually sometimes it's a raft assignment, so there are specific audiences, or it might even be something more formal. But for this station, I have them writing a letter from Romeo to Juliet right before that final scene. And again, you can see they're working in partners, they're working independently, they're also working in larger groups. So I had them, another great thing that you can have them do, especially if they're on Chromebooks or even iPads, is take a picture of their evidence. So if they're working with something on paper, they can snap a quick picture and put that in as well. You've got to have, with station rotation, a great review game as well. And so for station 4, which is right up by my computer, located in the room, I have them doing a GIM kit. I also have linked in an extra Kahoot. So sometimes when it comes to stations, this is an expert tip, is students will work at different paces. So you always want to have something that they can do that's fun, that'll keep them on task, keep them focused. Even if they're done with the station itself, they can be working on something else. And so having the review games, it really allowed them to stay focused and engaged. Also, sometimes kids would join into the GIM kit from other stations as they finished up their tasks. So that was kind of nice to see them getting excited about the GIM kit. And if they had 2 minutes to spare, they could still sign in and use the code and play with whoever was currently playing. This station, typically I would do, this would be my station where I had review questions that I was asking the kids specifically, and we'd have a small group discussion. For this particular assignment, because there was so much going on with all these stations and I wanted to be in more than one place at a time, I did not put myself here, but this discussion questions would be a great place to put yourself. And again, the wonderful thing is it allows you to talk to everybody and get everybody involved. And then finally, I had them analyze the last few lines of the play. I also, and I don't often do extra credit, but I had a bonus station where students can be using Canva to make a comic strip and of their favorite scenes. So this was a really fun activity, and I loved watching some of the kids get really into it. And then those students who need more time to work or would prefer to play a review game, they had those options too. So there was always something for someone to do, and keeping freshmen on task is not always the easiest feat, but they did an awesome job. So check out the station rotation, and I will link it in the comments.